check for levels. 1 and 2. Yeah, yeah, lovely. Just going to be a chat more than anything, more than me firing loads of questions.
No problem.
So it'll just be like, I want to know the history, I want to know where everything started and all that sort of
Okay,
stuff. I'll throw bits and pieces in if I need to.
Throw anything at me.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just like having a chat in the pub, except without drinking.
Perfect.
The exceptional James Bay, that's Hold Back the River, one of my favourites of his. And it is nearly 5:30 on this Friday afternoon. I do love a Friday. It's the best day of the week, I think. And I am even more thrilled. I've got a special guest, as we've been doing all week. We've been talking to nominees for this year's Tenerife Entertainment Awards, and I'm absolutely thrilled to welcome along for Best Male Singer, it's the one and only Michael Leavy Jr. How are you, sir?
Good afternoon, very well. All the better for being here at Oasis FM.
Fantastic. Well, it's just a nice conversation because I'm so interested in people's stories. You know, you've got these amazing awards happening in 2021, but tell me how things started. How did you get to where you are right now?
Okay, so I guess my Tenerife story professionally was a good friend of mine, Mike, along with Elaine Alexander and BWB back in the day were fellow entertainers here. And I used to holiday here forever since I was a child. And when I used to come backwards and forwards, I used to jump on shows with the guys, do lots of stuff with Mikey. And almost 8 years ago, my wife and our 3 children, as it was then, 4 now, we decided to make the move over here and have a go on the entertainment circuit. Right. So moved over, and with a lovely reception from everybody, managed to get going professionally and haven't really looked back.
Fantastic. And talking about managing to get going professionally, how did music start for you? How did you get to be a performer in the first place? What was something at school, or do you have a musical family? How going back a bit further?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the music was a byproduct of the acting career. I started acting, but let me go back further than that.
Right,
I've always had an affinity with music.
Right.
I've never, my mother and father, they don't sing, but we've always loved music. When I was a young boy, as young as sort of toddler age, 3, 4, 5, we used to do I'm an only child, so me, my mum and my dad used to get together and we used to do something called Have a Record Up.
Okay.
And we used to have a record up night where we would just all pick a song. Back then it was vinyl, because I'm old. So it used to be vinyl records, so we'd all take turns in choosing a record and just dance around the living room together and just have a time. And my earliest musical memories and memories of singing or discovering I had some sort of voice was sitting in the back of the car. Right. When Mum and Dad would be driving, Mum would be in the passenger seat, and I would be sitting in the back seat. Back in the days when there was no seat belts in the back, and listening to a cassette on a tape deck, and just loving Marvin Gaye and Stevie Wonder, Temptations, and Gregory Abbott, and just singing along. So yeah.
So what happened then? Did you make a decision that you wanted to do music as a thing, or you talked about your acting career? Tell us a little bit about your acting
it was a funny thing. So I was in school plays and always quite liked acting and performing. Left secondary school, went into higher education at college, studied performing arts and A levels, and I did quite a few professional productions there. Left college and went into theatre, did the West End for a little while. But then I fell ill with something called Cushing's syndrome, which a lot of people will know, because I've done these interviews every year for the last 10 years. A lot of people will know I fell ill, and I really put on a lot of weight. I went up to 33 stone. So that kind of put a kibosh on the acting for a while, because unless you want to be fat man number 1 or bouncer or gangster, you're a little limited. So a couple of years ill health. Went into writing, script writing, worked with a Hollywood film company, script doctoring and producing, and wrote and been involved in quite a few films.
What sort of films were you doing?
So I worked on the film adaptation of Game of Thrones, which was called The Lost Lands, a bio-doc of Einstein, Enzo, the Ferrari story.
Yeah.
What was the other one? Damn, so many. But yeah. I worked on quite a few. Some that are out now. Some
How
that
did you get into that from being an actor to script doctoring?
Well, again, I'd always come through writing poetry, writing things, the child stories. And I got a bit older, and I used to just have to write as therapy, really. If I got stressed out or upset, I would write just as a release. Started trying my hand at writing screenplays.
Wow.
Wrote several, and a friend of mine years ago said, "You need to do something with these."
Did you? So one of your screenplays, did that get picked up?
It did, yeah. It got picked up, but it's a funny thing. We worked with it for years. I was so close to getting it financed, and then the world went crazy, and we never did it. But off the back of working with the company that had picked mine up, in the meantime, while we were looking for funding, we actually had letters of intent from A-list actors like Liam Neeson and Tim Roth and stuff, all agreed. And you know, we had the director Tony Kaye that directed American History X and others, Oscar-winning actor. We had them all attached to the project. And in the meantime, while we were waiting for that to come to fruition, I started reading over other people's projects, and they started asking for my opinion. And so that was what I was doing, and that was wonderfully exciting and wonderful for the ego. But the payoff to get paid on those projects, you know, they're a long time coming. They're few and far between.
I can imagine that, you know, when you look at Hollywood films coming and you think, you know, it only takes a year.
It takes years.
I can imagine it's a lot of hard work just from the first stage of you writing to getting the thing done.
Well, the film Watchmen, the I's dotted and the T's crossed. So it takes so long.
So are you hopeful it's going to get picked up at some point?
I'll be honest with you, I've kind of left. Now, 4 beautiful children. I had 2 little girls at the time, 3 little girls, 2 little girls and a newborn baby. Right. Now 3 little girls, and I now have a little boy as well. But my 3 little girls and my wife and I were obviously trying to get by living in England. Work was few and far between. I was doing gigs, I was doing session singing, I was writing for other people. But the film thing was a long payoff. And we just saw it as an opportunity to maybe come over here without relying on anyone else or red tape or, you know, companies. I get to come over, plug an iPad in, sing. I rely on me, and at the end of the gig, I get paid my money. And plus, my little girl, when she was a baby then, Lily, she's 9 now, but we moved when she was 1. She has horrendous eczema, terrible eczema. And we always found whenever we brought her here, her skin just cleared up.
The sunshine.
Exponentially, so much better. So we always felt as though it would be a good thing to come here, a better lifestyle for her, and we didn't have to wait 2 years for a payoff for a film. So that's really the history. I know I've done session singing and recording and stuff. I had a song out years ago and stuff in the top 10. Yeah. So I think most people know that about me.
Well, this has been really interesting for me because I have been here a couple of years, but I haven't been on the radio for a couple of years. And you know, the work that I do in the evening, I don't see a lot of. So this has been great to have chats with people and learn about what they're doing and everything else. When you're not singing, what's on your playlist? What sort of things are you listening to? Stuff that you're gonna sing, or
no? Well, I'm a bit of a workaholic really, and I'm conscientious that. I mean, I'm widely known for having a big repertoire, massive repertoire. So I like to add to that. I like to be able to adapt to any situation, any audience. I know I'm generally known for soul, Motown, Northern soul, reggae. I like to be able to flip it up. You know, you'll catch me one day with younger people doing garage or freestyle rapping and stuff. Freestyle.
I mean, that's adaptable.
And honestly, I don't think there's anybody, not knocking anyone, I don't think there's anyone here that does that. So I like to be able to throw it in. So I'm conscientious about always learning. Whether it's, I try to learn, my own target is I try to learn 4 or 5 songs a week.
Wow, okay.
Whether they're new songs out now, but at the moment there's not so many great ones, or whether it's old classics. I hate it when somebody comes up and says, can you do this one? And it will be some really obscure Northern soul song. And I have to say, no, I haven't got it, which is rare. So I'll make a point of going home and learning it, and the next time I see them, I've got it. So I like to make a point of always, so that's what I'm doing professionally. So I will be listening, my playlist, my Spotify will be those songs.
Right.
But I've quite an eclectic taste. Aside from the soul and Motown that I do, I like Aerosmith. Okay. I like Hall and Oates.
Yes.
You know, I like swing and stuff, and Sinatra.
Fantastic.
All different types.
Yeah. I love that. I love people's taste in music really fascinates me because you know it sometimes gives you a little glimpse into sort of their personality, but then sometimes it's completely outfield when you think, you know, the sort of stuff you do, and then you say, oh, Aerosmith. It's like, you didn't strike me as like a rock person, you know.
Well, this was something that I did during lockdown,
right?
When we were trying to do things at home to occupy ourselves and stop going crazy. Really, I was doing one take wonders every day, and I was recording live one take. A song I've never done before.
Wow.
And then I was doing all different genres. So during that I did That's Life by Frank Sinatra. The next day I did Crying by Aerosmith. The next day I did Hall & Oates.
So you didn't learn this, or did you learn it and then you literally just did it in one take?
I literally tried to learn it, and from memory did it in one take, no editing, to have a go and show people just live, just streamed it live, to give people a look at something different and not seen me do before.
And a challenge for you.
Yeah, I need it. I need to keep myself occupied.
So I've spoken to so many of these very talented artists on this island who were doing live shows and stuff through lockdown. Did you do many live shows through lockdown because you were getting asked to, or just, again, was it to stop yourself going stir crazy?
And financially.
Yeah, well, of course.
I did a few. I tried to do them once a week. But such as my following, when they're asking and putting requests in, I tried to do every single request. Yeah. So we would end up on YouTube or Facebook doing 3 or 4 hour shows.
Wow.
And when people were very kindly, you know, throwing something in their PayPal for the family and I was making sure I was doing their requests. So just trying to, you know, and people loved it. And it's crazy because it really got me by financially and mentally. And the amount of people that since have messaged me, come and shaken my hand and thanked me for getting them through a difficult time, which is crazy to me, because
we found music is a fantastic healer and a bringer of people together, you know, and to talk to me about a 3 or 4 hour show. How was that on The Voice? I mean, what's that doing to you like physically?
Well, it's funny with me. I think mentally it depends where you are, right? So there's lots of theories about don't have dairy, don't drink coffee, drink enough water, and those are all good advice. But Mikey Mike, who was a legend here for years, he was one of them, he'd go and have a leche with, you know, leche condensado in 5 minutes before the show and go and sound brilliant. Whereas I'd be drinking water all day and make sure I had enough sleep. Yeah. And so it comes to the point where I think if you're happy and confident and relaxed, I could sing all day.
I was going to say, did you find that when you were doing these shows, you were having such a good time that 3 hours would just disappear?
Yes, and by the same token, this week, I sang in 1 or 2 places where we had some sound issues. And I was getting frustrated, so I'm hoarse today, and I've been hoarse all week. And then I'm singing songs and I'm not engaging with the audience because I'm trying to get the sound right. And then the audience, maybe if you're losing them a bit, and then the show, an hour show, feels like you do 18 songs and you look and 6 minutes have passed and you can't, it's like exam time, you know, when you finish an exam and you're waiting for the clock and it's not moving.
Exactly.
So it's easy on The Voice when you're having fun and you've got a good vibe. I think generally, if I drink enough water and I get enough sleep, then my voice is fine.
That's a very important lesson for everybody. Get enough sleep.
Yeah.
Drink enough water.
And
nobody does.
When you have a family of 6, 4 children, you very rarely get enough sleep.
That doesn't sound like it's conducive to a really good night's sleep. But I mean, the YouTube, obviously, you're live as well on hello everyone who's on. There's always a camera on me. I've got a face for radio. That's why I sit behind the microphone. I mean, doing those kind of live shows, absolutely brilliant for you guys. And I suppose it's kept you here. There's the danger that you have to start making a plan B
Well, first of all, I'm seeing a lot of who's the handsome DJ, who's the sexy DJ, what is he behind him?
I can't see that. I don't
take my word for it. I did stay here for the most part.
Yeah.
You know, all of us, we know what it's like. For a good time now, I've paid a good amount of self-employed autonomy into the system, as well as quarterly tax. And just before this, we were going for a mortgage as well, so put in quite a lot in and paid quite a lot of deposit, which will never, and fees, which we'll never get back now. So there's still a danger that we might not keep the family home. But, you know, we're trying again. It did keep me here doing the live shows. People were very kind. Friends and family were very kind. You know, I did manage to earn a little bit. We did go back last year when I just got to my lowest ebb. And frankly, I mean, I'm quite open about anything. I was feeling suicidal. I do suffer at times with mental health. I'm a very creative person. I need an outlet. And there's times when, you know, I just can't get my head right. Times I'm brilliant and there's times when I'm rubbish. And we did go back for 3 or 4 months last year to visit family. I did some shows in the UK. That was going swimmingly. We booked out ticket events all up and down the country, 12 shows. Then England went into lockdown. So I had to sit there refunding everybody on PayPal.
And you're thinking, when am I going to catch up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've been thinking that for 25 years. 25 years.
25 years. Well, I mean, it's such a happy time now because you see all the people coming. I mean, it's getting busier and busier. You've only got to look at the roads and the lack of parking to know the tourism's back. Have you noticed a difference in your audience from pre-COVID to now, or?
Yeah, it's two facets really. First of all, it's wonderful to see so many people back and so many familiar faces and putting faces to names. There's so many people that have supported me online that have donated money or just sent words of encouragement or have messaged me and said if you need a chat. And that, I'll remember that forever. And they'll come up now and say, oh, hello, I'm the nurse, or I'm the nurse you were talking to, you call me Mercy online, or whatever, or people that have a drink, so I try to buy them a drink back. That's wonderful to see them. There's definitely been a change in vibe since we have the restrictions still. I wouldn't say it's getting back to normal, granted it's much busier, but for me, a lot of my show is reading the audience, and once I've got you dancing, I'm keeping you dancing. Like a DJ, you're selecting the right songs at the right time. It's a little bit strange when everybody can be subdued at first, sitting down, they're not sure whether they can clap, they're not sure whether they can sing along. Some people want to dance, some people you have to try and rein them in because they're dancing anyway, it's tough for the staff and the venue. But yeah, generally I feel like I'm more appreciative to do what I'm doing again now. Still have days when your voice goes or the sound's rubbish somewhere and you feel like, why do I do this? But that's because I'm a bit temperamental. But it's wonderful to see the people again, and I'm looking forward to catching up with so many people that are telling me we're over in December, we're over in March, whatever it is.
Looking forward to
but there's been a change.
And then are you getting offers from bars that you haven't done before, or are you getting more work?
100. Well, I've always been lucky enough to be. Again, people joke about it. If I'm out for a rare drink with my wife or a rare once every 2 years date night, people go, you're not working, because I'm known for doing 3 or 4 a night before this. So I'm back to doing 3 a night now. Not necessarily at the same venue as I was before. I'm still at the Soul Suite, Parc de la Page. Fergal the other day. I'm a bit of a mainstay there. I've been there 8 years and I do several shows a week there. So I'm glad to be back there again. But a few of the bars, things have changed. My availability's changed. Their budget has changed. Their personnel have changed. So, but yeah, it's been nice enough. Whilst things are opening up again, I've been able to venture over to the golf. Because normally you've got 10 minutes to get between shows.
That's it.
So I'm at quite a few new venues, and I'm lucky enough now. My phone rings every single day. Have you got any availability? So I keep a list now. I keep a little waiting list of I have about 20 or 30 places, and if the gig blows out or it's not working for either of us, then there's always something else to do. So I'm thrilled, and I'm thrilled that it's that way. I don't mean to sound arrogant. I'm thrilled that it's picked up to that degree, and I'm glad we're all earning again.
So other than the Soul Suites, then where else can we see you this week?
Let's have
this weekend and then early next week.
So I'm Highland Paddy in El Mirador. I'm Bar El Canario, Costa Ridecky, Diane's Bar, Fania Bay. Obviously the Soul Suite. I'll be at Calypso Bar tomorrow. Goodness me, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting loads. Sorry if you're watching this and I sing in your bar. I'm forgetting. But you can find
all the info is
on my Facebook page at Michael Leavy Jr. Soul Singer. There's the personal one, but that's the work one, and I'll post
Michael Leavy Jr. Soul Singer is where you can find all the information about the gigs that you're doing.
Yes.
Cool. Right, I've got a couple of quick fire questions for you. I didn't tell you about this ahead of time.
No problem.
So, they're fun, they're nothing sinister.
Oh no, do it. Let's do it about people, and I'll give you my honest opinion.
Well, no. Your friends would say you are most likely to what?
Tell them the truth, be honest, brutally honest.
Nice, okay. Tell us a fun fact about yourself that people may not know.
Well, I did it earlier on. I used to be 33 stone, and I lost 20 stone in a year.
That's fantastic work, that is. It really is. I mean, people can't see, but he is a fantastic looking man.
Oh, come on.
Very handsome indeed. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Honest, conscientious, overthinker.
Okay, nice. I think creative people do tend to do that.
You're building up a psychological profile on me on this, aren't you?
So far.
I know we're quickfire here, but Chris and I did the Desert Island Discs last year when we were in lockdown.
I remember,
And we were doing, films and whatever. And when you looked across my selections, it was things like The Hustler, because Fast Eddie was very, and a lot of things that are very me.
So so that gave you a real insight.
That actually gave me a look at your favourite artist, Marvin Gaye. Favourite song, Tupac, who also had his creative genius side, but he's his downside.
Of course.
I'm a bit of a nutcase, really. Sorry, go.
No. What would you say is your favourite song lyric? So if you were going to have something tattooed on you.
Yeah, I got it, So I had my heart broken before my wife. and we've all probably been there. I was reluctant to love again.
Yes.
And I was listening to Desperado by the Eagles, and the last line of that song is, "You better let somebody love you before it's too late."
Oh.
And it resonated with me. And I thought, okay, maybe time to lower my guard and open myself up. And now I have a beautiful wife and 4 stunning children.
Fantastic family. That's such a good line as well. Okay, not wanting to ruin the family thing.
No, go on.
Who's your celebrity crush?
It's a bit of a weird one. It's Carmen Electra.
Oh,
from Baywatch.
yeah,
I know that's more from when I was a teenager, because obviously, wife, I don't lust after women now. I'm a happily married man. But from back in the day, she was always. She would see what it is, right? I'm going to be a bit soppy now, and this will get me out of trouble, right? So she was always, people have a type. Yes. She was my type: short, petite, dark hair, green eyes, curvaceous, right? Beautiful, yes. Stunning. And when I sat down and decided, I had to go do it. I had to go cosmic ordering a woman. So I wrote down all the things I wanted physically and in personality. Right. So I wanted loving, caring. Would make a good mum, blah blah blah. And the next day, I met my wife, who is 5'2", beautiful, dark hair, green eyes, just like that. And if I could build a woman, remember the film Weird Science? If I was going to build a woman Weird Science style, it wouldn't be very far away from Stephanie.
Right.
So I found my Stephanie.
So essentially, you just asked the universe to provide, and it did.
Yeah.
The next day,
I think
that's an incredible story.
It's crazy.
And Stephanie, if you're listening, it's soppy, but it's so nice.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
I mean, now I'm happy to put up with her. I obviously wasn't thorough enough. She's angry, she moans at me.
I wonder if that might be something partly to do with you, I don't know.
Maybe I should be more thorough. Love you, baby.
Okay, your favourite thing about Tenerife?
The people.
I've had that a lot.
But also, the worst thing about Tenerife.
Yes, go.
The people.
Right, okay.
Because there's some wonderful people here. And I'm a Londoner, as you can hear from the accent. And in East London, I grew up with a lovely sense community, where everybody will rally round. If somebody needs something, everybody's there. And it happened in the lockdown, and I've done it for others here, and others have done it for me. And when friends of ours have fell ill or been out of work, people here are quick to do a fundraising benefit. So many people here that I love with all my might. And that's amazing. But everyone will tell you, Tenerife, because everybody knows everyone else's business. If you let them. But then I'm very private. I'm not the one to put on Facebook that I've had an argument with my wife or whatever. But there is a little bit of bitchiness, a little bit of backstabbing, and I find it's probably the same everywhere. But we're in a bubble. It's like we're in a dome, like the Simpsons movie.
This island is an island, and it's a very small community,
so it's
especially
magnified.
when magnified is the perfect word I was going to use to describe that. Have you got a favourite accent other than your own?
In what respect? To imitate a bit or in a sexy way?
No, to imitate. Because if you got a phrase you could say in your favourite accent.
I can say a phrase in any accent you want.
Oh,
go on, we look.
Do us a Scouse accent.
Want a Scouse accent? I can do that right now.
Oh.
I'm trying to wake on the radio,
I tell you what, I've forgotten, of course, you're an actor.
Yeah.
So that was just, why did I do that? I knew you were going to be able to, anything I throw at you, you're going to be able to do. That's brilliant. Who would you most love to collaborate or work with?
Marvin Gaye. If he was still alive.
Yeah, anybody, could have been anybody.
Yeah, if it's someone alive now, goodness. I don't know, but it would have been Marvin Gaye. He's my idol.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And that's, I mean, of course, the voice is, is because of that.
Yeah, actually, if I was lucky enough to support and work with a little while Boys to Men at the Indigo 2 years ago. So I always said if it couldn't be Marvin Gaye, if I had to swap my voice with somebody, I would either swap it with Stevie Wonder or Wanya Morris from Boys to Men.
From Boys to Men, who you work with.
Yeah.
So, there you go, fantastic. Voting is open, ready for the teas on the 5th of December. You've previously won.
Yes, I've won it once. People were surprised because I've been lucky enough to be nominated every year I've been here, which is a fantastic thing. I was talking to Chris that I'm proud about. I'm just not one for campaigning, and I'm not knocking anyone, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm not one for campaigning and self-promoting, so I don't really go out of my way to tell everybody where they can vote or how they can vote.
Exactly. I mean, on the basis of your work, you would say, just if you want to vote for me if you're my, that's it.
People who enjoy what I do, it's very flattering for people to even nominate me.
Exactly. Everybody so far has said being nominated is a very special thing. I mean, to win is obviously going to be a bonus, but also, isn't it a great night out in terms of networking with people you haven't seen for it? Because you're all ships passing in
We
the
work
night.
at the same time, so it's a wonderful day. I mean, I don't know if I think you had Mark Craig recently.
Yes.
Mark and I are friends, but we never see each other. So I said to him the other day, I'm looking forward to buying you our yearly beer because we get together at the teas and we have a beer at the teas, and lots of people that I don't normally get to catch up with. We all catch up. We all dress up a little bit for the day. We all enjoy the day out, and you know, win, lose or draw. But I do like to win.
Yeah.
Because I'm competitive, you know, and I do like to win. It's weird, paradoxically, because I like to win, but I don't push myself how people can vote.
Well, let me do that for you. You need to download the Vacay Excursions and Activities app, and then you need to make sure you've registered the app as well. And then what happens is all of the instructions and all of the categories and nominees will appear in the Vacay app. All you need to do is click it once, click it twice, and it's done. It's so simple, 3 steps. Download the Vacay Excursions Activities app, register, click the vote, and then it's done. It's as simple as that. And the teas will be live on the 5th of December at the Castillo San Miguel. Michael Leavy Jr, what a brilliant chat. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much.
A pleasure to speak to you about all
Likewise.
of your,
Thank you for having
your
me.
life. Don't forget, we've still got tickets available, not many though, at €20. You can get them from Oasis FM Towers right here in Las Jafiras, Monday to Friday from midday till 5. Going to play some George Ezra now. It's coming up to 10 to 6 already. Perfect.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
No, that
right?
was brilliant.
Good,
Mate,
good.
we're 9 minutes away from the end of the show.
So sorry, I was a
it's
little late with chat.
I tell you what, that's one of the best chats I've had for ages.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, I love it when you can have a nice long conversation.
Yeah.